What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. This is The Shy, Season 1, Episode 5. Today was a good day. This was a pretty good episode. Not a whole lot happened, but it was pretty good. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, this week we start off the episode with Emmett. He's rushing through the city, running over. What I kind of like Emmett's character as it's developing. He's really stepping up to the plate to handle his business. So he running to work, trying to get there. He stops and even gives the bum a tip, which was pretty nice. So he gets into Sonny's. He's late to work. Sonny tells him, you know, just go ahead and get to work. And he tells him that he have to leave at whatever time because he have to go to his other job. And he tells him, I don't care about that, but we do have a block party tonight and you need to be there at dusk. So he says yes, and that was that. So we're with Jake and Reggie. So Reggie takes Jake with him and the rest of the crew, to a shipyard. And so when they get into the shipyard, they go and open a container, and in the container is guns. Okay, so they packing all these guns in the trunk. It was interesting to me that this was so commonplace that they didn't even decide to do it at night. They did it in broad damn daylight, okay? Jake is there. He asks for a gun. And Reggie tells him, everybody out here earned their gun. So you're going to have to earn yours. Get some boxes and put this in the trunk. So when he starts getting the boxes, of course, why would you do this stupid ass shit? But he got his own gun. But you know, now that I think about it, if I had a homicidal brother like he did, who was ready to kill you at the drop of a dime, maybe you should get a gun, okay? So he stole a gun. He runs around the corner and takes a picture of himself with the gun. But when he's with the gun, somebody sees him, like a security guard or something, so they barely made it out of there without getting caught. So Brandon is doing Tai Chi with his cousin. I loved his cousin. Like, I live for his cousin, okay? He like one of them cousins who kind of help you, but then be getting you involved in bullshit at the same time. So he doing Tai Chi with his cousin, which he said he learned at the YMCA, getting his chakras and his chi right. You understand what I'm saying? It's not working, though. He tells him about Jerica. He said he wasn't messing around, and he said he's gonna call her. And friend is like, don't call her. No, you need something else. And then he takes him into a shed, and y'all, he walks into the shed, and the blessings of God rained down upon them because it was full of marijuana. Like, he was all kind of marijuana, and I was here for the shit. So he said they're gonna smoke Godzilla, which is this plant he'd been saving for a very special occasion. So they start smoking on Godzilla, and he's super high. And they talking to each other, and then Brandon is contemplating with his cousin about Jerica screwing somebody else, or is somebody else using his toothbrush? Is somebody else using his George Foreman grill? You know what I'm saying? He had questions, and he want to know the answers. Okay, so we're with Elliot, and Elliot is back at work, and he's has to go to his next job. Like I said, he has to be back at dusk for the block party. So Q shows up to the job as Emmett is leaving, and he comes in there and he tells Sonny that he needs to get the crew together. Sonny like, listen, I don't want no trouble around here. And he like, listen, you ain't gonna have no trouble. I'm just trying to push it together to see what we need to do to get done what we need to get done. You understand what I'm saying? So Emmett overhears this. Why would you be listening on him? And so when he comes to the room, he just says, excuse me, I'm sorry, I just want to let you know that I'm gonna pay you back your $100. Q is visibly aggravated with him, like, boy, if you don't go sweep something, get the fuck up out of here. He says he's sorry, and he turns around and leaves. So we're with grandmother and Ronnie. So grandmother and Ronnie are watching TV. Grandmother was killing me talking about what the judge got up under that robe. I was here for I love his grandma, okay? I want her to be around forever. So his grandma said she wanted what the judge got up under that robe, honey. And Ronnie is getting himself together, and he's telling her, you know, make sure you eat your food, this, that, and the other. And she like, you about to go by that whole Tracy. I already know what time it is. You need to leave her alone. And then she tells him, whatever you searching for or you looking for, I hope that you find it. And so he's headed out. He walks out the door looking a little like melancholy or like, you know, apprehensive about the day ahead. So Papa and Kevin are playing video games, and his mother comes in the room, and she says, you know, the volume is too loud, turn the volume down. And he says, okay, give me 2 seconds, give me 2 seconds. She like, no, turn it down right now. And then she walk in there and turn it off, and he like, fuck. And she like, hey, listen, I don't know what done got into you, but something is going on with you. You acting real different. So Kevin's mama is picking up on the fact that he's changed a little bit. You know, he got some issues going on, and so I think that she's gonna really continue to pick up that. Q goes to the park and he meets up with Tip. Now him and Tip, you know, Tip like, I was wondering when you was gonna show up so we can get out here and show these boys what time it is. Q said he not sure what he gonna do about the issue yet, but he needs to hook up with JB. So they gone down to the auto shop and JB out there, you know, changing oil and shit and rotating tires, and JB just walk off the job. He was like, shit, fuck it, I walk off the job. So he just left. And they about to band together to try to see what's going on with Reggie and these boys. Oh, Elliot goes to the corner store and he's still trying to hustle on that job. And so he said, well, Elliot basically says to Simon, I think his name is Amir on the show. He says that, you know, he need a job. Amir say, listen, if you can give me some retro 4s or something, he said, you know, we'll talk about it. So cool. So he goes to him and he has the retro 4s, and that was on the previous episode when he did that. So he goes to him, he has the retro 4s, and he's like, cool, what about the job? Can I get the job? And he was like, listen, I have this job for you. I need you to take this van down to a warehouse. My cousin gonna put some boxes in there, and you need to bring them back. He like, I'm gonna give you $100. And he like, well, what's in the box? He like, I can't tell you what's in the box. Just go down there and he take a picture of him. He like, what the you can tell Emmett not built for this life. He not about that life. Cause he like, what the did I just get myself into? Like, I don't want, never mind. I never. So we back with Brandon and his cousin. Brandon calls Jerica, and cousin is like, don't be calling her, stop begging, cause you know, I know you still mad and like that on the phone. So he like, no, stop doing all of that. So he says, you need to change the narrative. You need to be positive, and you need a soul cleanse. Okay, so he get in the car and he said the only way he gonna get Jerica back is to make her feel like she not sweating him or whatever. So he needs to, what about old girl from work? I'm like, Lord have mercy. So as he's talking, they get pulled over, and it was interesting to me to see all the shit black men have to go through when they get pulled over so that they won't get shot. He had his license and registration in a clear plastic bag. They both put their hands on the counter. He used his proper English and he got out of it. They made light of it because every time somebody get pulled over by the police on a TV show, a black person, you always feel the, you know, the weight of like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing bad to happen to these black men. But they made it through that fine, and the whole time they talked about how, you know, he said, I can't mess with the lady at work because that's the chef wife. And he like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Send her a picture, holler at her. If she texts you back on some not work shit, then you could, you know, y'all can make it happen. You know, basically saying you need to screw this girl to get over Jerica or make Jerica jealous, okay, so she can get back with you, which is horrible idea, and Brandon knows that it's a horrible idea because he was like, you need to go up there to the block party with old girl, hold her hand, and make Jerica mad, and she'll come back to you. And he like, that's a horrible idea, boy. What kind of bullshit you about to get me about to lose my woman for real? So Jake and the boys are walking, and then he's showing Kevin and Papa his picture with the gun, and he up there talking shit like they don't play no games. If anybody run up on them, he'll pop them and all this type of stuff. And then he was saying that he hasn't gotten jumped in yet, but he don't know when that's gonna happen and you know what's gonna happen with that. So they stopped by the corner store to get some snacks, and they up in this corner store getting all the snacks. You know, he like, you got money for this? Jake said, you have money, y'all got money for this because I don't. But then he says, I get y'all, and he gave him $100. I think that was Jake that gave him $100. Yeah. So that was interesting to me how he was saying he ain't had the money for this, but then he said, I got y'all. Like, I'm like, okay, well, and the dude was looking at the money or whatever, and they talked about him, how he was looking at a quarter with a magnifying glass and all of that shit. So that was a little, you know, a little side piece to let you know that Jake is starting to get involved in this gang life, you know, and he's gonna have the money to show in a while. You know, he gonna get jumped in a minute. I just don't see this ending well for Jake. I'm not gonna lie for y'all. I don't see him to being around a whole lot. When they came out of the store, somebody had stolen Kevin's bike. So they run down the street and they realized that it was Big Girl. Okay, Big Girl had stolen the bike. So Ronnie shows up to Tracy's house and he gives her the phone. That was Jason's phone. She lets him in the house and asked him how he got it. He said, don't worry about it. You know, I got it. You said you wanted it and I got it for you. Elliot is on his way to the warehouse. He goes to the warehouse. He shows up. You can tell he's scared shitless the whole time he's there, guys. I would have been scared too. They told him, don't get out the car. He got out the car. It's like, mind your business. Do your job and drive that shit back to the other side of town and stop being so nosy. That's why, you know, he not cut for this. He not cut out for this cloth, okay? Brandon is with his cousin. They stop at Sonny's. So the cousin answers the phone. Sonny comes over and they just chit chat. Apparently Brandon used to work at Sonny's before he worked at this nice fancy restaurant. Sonny give him a little advice to try to get his woman back. You know, you need to, you know, Luther Vandross or whatever he said, he called out. Basically, you need to finesse this and get your woman back. And he ate a piece of cousin sandwich, so when cousin came back in, he was pissed. Okay, I see why he do Tai Chi, because he got really mad about that sandwich. Okay. And so they leave. So we back with Ronnie and Tracy, and Tracy can't get into Jason's phone. She don't know what the code is. So Ronnie says, you know, he will go if she wants him to, and she sees that he's bleeding and asks him what he did, and she says, you know, you don't need to know what I did. And he said, I did what you asked me to do. And she was like, I didn't ask you to do shit. Like, basically, I didn't make you go do anything. Okay, I was hurt and I was going through pain. I didn't make you go do anything. Now, I can't remember my viewer who said that they felt sorry for him, and I felt sorry for him on this part. I'm not gonna lie, because Tracy, you know damn well you asked that man to go out there and find out what happened to your son, and, you know, do whatever he needed to do, and you gave him that look, and then he went to go do it, and now you trying to just throw this man to the side, like throw him to the curb after he almost lost his life trying to get this, you know, trying to avenge his, not even his son, okay? Not even his son's death? What type of shit is that? So I was like, no, Tracy. Tracy is trash. That's a trash ass bitch. But I almost feel like, Ronnie, you stupid, because it seemed like this woman wasn't paying your ass no mind at all for many, many years, and she probably always treat you like this, and you probably always came back. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, but Tracy's trash for that shit. She tells him to get out the house. She gives him the phone and says she don't want it. I said, well, damn, Tracy. Golly. So we with Papa and the kids, and so Kev, Papa, and Jake, and they walk in, you know, he talking about how he gonna catch up with a big girl, you know, who got his bike, and he gonna catch up with her later on at the block party, and they going across the yard. He said he going to go see a girl. The dude confronts him. Kevin said he going to go see a girl, but then the other dude recognized Jake as Reggie's little brother, and he was like, you can go, you know, like Kevin can go, but you gotta stay, because you need to go back to your block, because now that Jake is in, you know, the gang, he can't go, you know, he can't just go wherever he used to go. And I don't know if that was like that before he was jumped in, you know, before he was in or whatever. Could he still go where he wants to go, or because Reggie his brother, he can't go certain places? You know, and that was just always the way it was, because it seemed like, you know, they've walked that way before and never been stopped. I'm not exactly sure. Somebody let me know. So we back at the dope house. Reggie and the crew know that Q lives right there and is watching them. So at the same time, Q and the crew are discussing how they gonna find out what they running out of the house, because they said it can't be cooking dope over there because it's, you know, the crew is small or something they were saying about the place. So they're gonna watch and find out what's going on, or what are they running out of that house. At the same time, Reggie and his crew are just saying basically the same thing. We're not gonna blast him right now, even though we could. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna find out why he watching us, and we're gonna find out about him. So Elliot makes it back to Amir, and he asks Amir what's in the box, and Amir finally tells him, and y'all, we thinking it's dope or something like this, and it ain't nothing but some damn cigarettes. So it's boxes, cartons of cigarettes that they're gonna sell as Lucy's, which is illegal. He tells him, that's why I can't tell you. So Elliot, Emmett is like, you know what, we can have a business off of this. You know what I'm saying? Just hook me up with some funds and we can make this shit profitable. We can make this into a real business. Simon tell him, I keep calling that boy Simon. Amir tells him his cousin will be cool with it, and you know he gonna get back to him. Kevin goes over to Big Girl house and he see his bike sitting right there. But when the girl opened the door, she have a baby with her, and so she like, you know, I give you your bike back, you know, if you will hold my hand. So he held her hand for like a minute, but then she was like, oh, it's weird or whatever. Like, you just have to remember that these are kids. It just jarred me that she had a baby. I didn't even realize that was her baby. She was like, well, you know, I took the bike, I was just borrowing it anyway because I needed some milk. And so I was like, is that your baby? Oh my God, I don't know if that's that girl baby or the girl little sister or brother, I'm not sure. But yeah, that shit took me back. I was like, okay, wow. And so it took him back as well. So he said, you know what, I'ma lend it to you, you know, for the baby and everything. So Kevin is a good guy, y'all. Kevin is a cute little kid. He a good little kid. He just live in a bad place. I mean, he out there scratching and surviving good times. Okay, cousin and Brandon are talking on the side of, you know, the bridge, and Brandon finally breaks down and tells him the whole story about Coogie and Kevin and the dude and all of that. And so the dude, Cousins, was like, listen, you know, you either gonna do something, you gonna call the police, or you gonna let it rock. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the two. One of the three got to happen. Then they start talking about Jerika again, and he says, let him see the phone. And so he take this picture of his dick, and he says, oh, you'll thank me in the morning. He sent the picture, thought he sent the picture to Sarah, the white girl at work, but then he looked at the picture, oh my God, you sent the picture to Jerika. So cousin is like, oh my God, bro, my bad. So we are here at the block party. Block party going off, you know, everybody having a good time. Grandma out there with Ronnie, Brandon out there, Kevin out there, the kids, you know, everybody out there, they having a good time. Q sees Tracy, and he walks up to her and says, you know, hey, how you doing? And she just walk away. Now while Ronnie and his grandmother are sitting, and Ronnie like, hey, who is that talking to Tracy? And she like, grandma say, not nobody you want food with, okay? Leave him alone. If you know what's good for you, leave that nigga alone. Didn't I tell y'all that Q was Jason Daddy? Go back on video 1 or 2. And didn't I say that Q is Tracy, is Jason Daddy? That's why he's so invested about what happened to this boy, okay? Because that's the pappy. I'm telling y'all right now. And the way Tracy walked away from him, yeah, they done been together before, okay? So yeah, that was Jason Daddy. I'm pretty positive about that now. The kids are out there, and Jake sees Reggie, and although he wants to stay with his friends, he know he got to get up and go by Reggie. Now Reggie over there arguing with the DJ about what the DJ playing. He don't want this to play, he don't want that or whatever, and Q sees this, and Q goes up to Reggie and like, look, you need to leave. And he like, oh, I do need to leave? Oh man, he's like, yeah, the people out here, they should respect you and not fear you. Reggie says, well, oh man, well, why you watching us? And he says, I'm not watching you, I'm just enjoying the view from my window. I said, wait a minute, and Reggie was like, well, we could take care of that. He said, you'll be dead before you pull out your gun. And he said, you think I'm afraid to die? And then Q was like, no, I don't think you're afraid to die, but I bet you he is. You best get on out of here. So he basically threatened Jake like, I will kill your little brother up in here if you start some mess. Try to kill me, I'm gonna take out the one that's really scared, that the one that's really gonna hurt your mama. And where's Reggie mama? Where's their mama? I need to know. She probably on that shit somewhere. Reggie and the crew finally decided to go ahead and leave, you know, and everything is copacetic for right now. But we know that's gonna be setting us up for a major confrontation later on down the line. We only got 2 episodes left, y'all, so it ain't that far down the line. Elliot shows up for the block party. He late, of course. He giving out candy to the kids, or ice cream to the kids, and Sonny say a little something to him, but he tell him to take a break. I'm gonna set everything up. Not Elliot. Emmett is out here hustling, y'all. I don't know why I keep calling him Elliot, but Emmett is out here hustling, trying to make this coin because he had to drop off his daughter, and so, or drop off his son. I don't know if it's a son or a daughter. I don't know, but he had to drop off the child before he came up there. Brandon and cousin arrived to the block party, and they see Ronnie, or Brandon sees Ronnie. So that's when cousin was like, listen, either you gonna call the cops, you gonna bust something, or you gonna leave. One of them things need to happen right now, so do something. So Brandon goes over to Ronnie and confronts him. He says that Ronnie says this ain't the place or the time for this. Brandon says it's gonna be has to be the time, so you need to tell him how and why. And Ronnie tells the truth. Well, my son, somebody killed my son. I thought it was him. I fucked up. Brandon says that, yeah, you fucked up. And he said, I hope it haunts you for the rest of your life. And then he points to Kevin and says, if you do anything to him, like, nigga, if you do anything to him, I'm gonna make sure you go 6 feet under. Oh, do you understand me? And he was like, no more fuck ups. And dude said, okay. And the party goes on. So then Brandon runs into Jerika. Then Brandon runs into Jerika. So they have a little small talk. He said he missed her. They giggle about the dick pic or whatever. Guess what, honey? A whole nother nigga walk up and like, oh, you must be the dude that's calling all the time. And he said, really? Really, Jerika? How long have I been that dude? Now, this is my issue with Jerika. You really want your man back, and that wasn't somebody you was with, you to ran behind and say, wait, that's my cousin, that's my co-worker, that's blah, blah, blah. But she was like, you're overreacting, you're doing the most, like, you need to calm down, you're overreacting, and he was getting all upset. But if you had an explanation, there would have been a time for the explanation. So I don't like Jerika. I'm be honest with you. Now, I'm not gonna say I want him to go sleep with Sarah, because I definitely don't want that. You're gonna fuck up your whole life and your job by sleeping with the chef's girlfriend. Like, how stupid is that? But I also don't want him to be with Jerika, because Jerika get on my damn nerves. Like, y'all been broke up for a whole week and you already out at the block party with a new nigga, even if that is your co-worker, whatever. It's just inappropriate, girl. Like, what type of, I done fooled with Jerica, okay? And the way she was talking to him, like she was so condescending with him after he came at her, right? I just didn't like that. I don't care for her character at all, okay? And she was sitting up there looking like she was in a Chirac extra. Like, girl, what the fuck you got on? Or she was in a Foxy Brown, like she was a Foxy Brown extra. Like, girl, what you got on? No, God, Jerica. This was a funny part in the episode when the DJ at the end of the episode, you know, they had some shots fired in the background. DJ was like, nah, hell nah, we ain't gonna let that stop the party. We gonna keep it going. We having no violence tonight. This our time. We ain't got time for that shit. Do y'all wanna go home? Alright, then stop shooting. Let's party. They partied and the party went on. It was real cute and everybody had a good time. And that's how the show ended. I thought it was sort of a filler episode, but it was good. I mean, we got a little bit more character development. Now, I'm gonna say this. This is my only criticism about The Chi. The Chi does not treat its women with the same amount of reverence as it treats the men. Or we don't get as in depth. The women characters are very cold. They're very unfeeling. They're very one-dimensional. And the man characters, they have so many layers to them. We're, you know, delving into so many aspects of their lives. And the women, we don't get that with the women. So as in the woman being a creator of the show, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was hoping for a little bit more depth with the female characters. I don't feel like we're getting that very much. All we get is bitchy, cold, mean, bitches who don't listen. Okay, then you got a mean ass grandma who be talking to you any kind of way. She probably the character that had the most depth out of anybody is grandma, because we saw her going from being a mean ass bitch and funny to, you know, really showing that she do care about her nephew and she loves him. She's probably the character that has got the best treatment. But Jerica's character, Emmett's mom's character, and Tracy's character have not gotten any depth, because we're painting Tracy as this cold ass bitch, but we don't know what Ronnie did to her over the years, or Q has done to her over the years, and you know what has led her to treat him this way. Was it always like this, or you know, did she have a reason to start treating him like this? So I want to know what your thoughts about how they treat the women on this show. Okay, like I said, with the woman being a creator, I would have thought they would have taken a little bit more in-depth look at the women, or just the same amount as they do as the men, and I don't feel like that's happening. So but it's not really a complaint, it's just an observation. That's it for this week. Let me hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with all your friends. I will holler at y'all next week. Peace.